It is not unusual to see the maternal grandmother or grandmother in general come over to help the family during the mother's pregnancy or post-delivery. And truthfully, grandmothers actually play a pivotal and multifaceted role when they're not toxic, lazy, ill, or far away. Today we're going to be exploring some of those roles and some of their benefits. If you're interested, please stay tuned and I will see you shortly. Yay! You're welcome back to our channel. If you have been on this channel before, then you know why we call it our channel. And if you're just coming, it is great to have you here. You're welcome to this channel. My name is Murayo Ahunaya and I'm your hostess on this channel. And we're currently on a journey called The Latest Nigerian Mom in Town, where we explore pregnancy and motherhood through my lens. I recently, not too long ago, about 10 months ago, I had a baby boy, my first child, and I realized that there was a gap in the information that was available, readily available. I mean, information is available, but readily available, and I'm trying to fill that gap alongside you. So this month we've been having, family and friends come over and tingle dance with us on this channel, and this month has actually been dedicated to family and friends. So to wrap up the family and friends month, we want to talk about grandmothers, our most wonderful, most precious grandmothers, and what their roles and benefits are in the course of pregnancy. If you are in Nigeria or if you're a Nigerian, you might have heard of the term Omugwo. Have you heard of the term Omugwo before? It's a popular Igbo word, and it connotes, when the grandmother comes over to the family to help out, mostly post-delivery. It is popular in maybe developing countries actually to have that kind of thing based on my research. It is popular in lots of countries in Asia, in Africa, some parts of Latin America, to actually have grandmother come over and help the family. And as we said before, when they are not stubborn, when they are not stuck in their old ways, you know how grandmothers can be. When they are not stubborn, when they are not lazy or toxic, because we can't have those kinds of grandmothers. When they are not ill, when they can actually, they're physically fit, there are some benefits to having them around, and we're going to go right into them right now. What are some of those benefits? Number one, especially when it is the maternal grandmother, to an extent, nobody knows the mother like the grandmother does. So when it's time to soothe or calm down the mother's fears, grandmother is very important in being not just a soothsayer but an advisor to mother. Okay, as we said, grandmother carries or wears a multifaceted hat, okay, in this pregnancy journey. Also, one of the benefits of having grandmother around is she has experienced this before. It's not new to her. She has experienced motherhood, she has experienced pregnancy, she has first-hand experience. So she can, to a good extent, give you quality advice on what you should and shouldn't do during the course of pregnancy and post-delivery. I know that you find a lot of comments on different sites condemning some Omugwo practices, but some of those practices, if you dig deep into them, are actually beneficial and good. Not all that you have to say is useless. I mean, they are the breasts that fed you when you had no idea of what you were doing. So, yeah. Another benefit of having grandmother is grandmother knows some of those recipes that help with healing, some of those practices that help with healing postpartum. They are very good at nurturing. Actually, they are good at nurturing not just the mother, but nurturing the new child. Because of how close mother is to grandmother, she can also offload some chores and things like that to grandmother during the course of pregnancy or post-delivery. Chores like cooking meals for the home. And that's why we said grandmother is not lazy. Cooking meals for the home, grandmother will understand. She'll help you guys make food. She may not go to the market. Your husband may be the one to go to the market, but when it comes to cooking meals for the food, when it comes to carrying baby, when you need to sleep, grandmothers are very useful in that regard. Research has also proven that when it comes to breastfeeding, by about 60 to 7% increase, grandmothers encourage mothers to breastfeed, and breastfeeding is a very powerful and good practice. So the presence of grandmother alone, I mean, you see a lot of grandmothers, feed my child, that is their grandchild, don't let this child starve. They're encouraging you, and the more you breastfeed, even when it's annoying, the more you have a milk supply. They will even make pap for you. Some of them will make oats for you. Some of them will encourage you to eat. Don't go feed farm now. My grandchild needs a lot of food. So it has been proven by research that grandmothers actually help with, breastfeeding. So they're very important if you want to breastfeed. Another thing that grandmother is useful for is our social networks. Our social networks are not just church or things like that. When it comes to shopping for baby, when it comes to getting help, which you may need, you may need to actually get a maid to help you on this journey, getting things like that, resources, grandmothers are actually very useful at those kinds of tasks. For some reason, maybe it's their years of experience or knowledge, they have a lot of social networks that can be beneficial to mom and dad during the course of pregnancy and post-delivery. You will do well to harness or make use of them. And finally, grandmothers are actually a good source of succor and comfort, and a good source of balance for new mom and new dad when they just give birth. Especially for first-time moms and first-time dads, when baby is born, a lot of first-time moms, first-time dads are confused on, first of all, how to take care of the child, what to do, where next to go, what to spend on. Their emotions are all over the place, and if they're not careful, they can bounce it off of one another. In fact, the woman, especially the new mom's emotions are very fragile. Our hormones are raging, they're all over the place. So the benefit of having grandmother around in this period and in this time is that she stands as a sort of balance, a sort of anchor. If for anything, they respect her presence, so it will not be easy for them to banter words when she's there. Plus, grandmother, as we said before, will take some of the load off. Maybe she will bath the baby, she will carry the baby. That helps to lower all the hormones and all the raging emotions. She stands as a sort of an anchor, a sort of balance, a sort of reflection for them that, if she could do it and she is here, then we can do it too. Things that I would advise that you can do to make your journey with grandmother smoother, right? Things that I would advise to make your journey with grandmother smoother. I think the first one I would say is take her for a full body checkup. In fact, if you're hiring anybody, if you're bringing anybody into your home, the period of after you've given birth or before you give birth, just have them do a full body checkup. They offer it in some clinics. I know the small clinic that I went to offered that service, so they can do a full body checkup for her so that she doesn't have anything that can be passed on to the new child, or any other person doesn't have anything that can pass on to the new child. The second thing that I would advise you to do is to give them a healthy education talk, a respectful, healthy talk on how to take care of child, how to abandon some of those practices. And if grandmother is willing and open to learning, man, it will make things a lot more better and smoother for you guys. And the final thing I would advise is for you to shower grandmother with some gifts. Make sure from time to time you show her appreciation for her efforts. When you fight, which you will sometimes, try to be the first one to go to her to apologize, okay? These are simple tips for a smoother transition. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular discussion. If you have more benefits or roles of grandmothers, then please share below. And if you have otherwise, you can also share, even though there are lots of videos online that talk about that, but still we're here for each other. Okay, I will see you guys next week, where we're going to be entering into a new month. I wish you a fabulous new month in advance. Do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Should I beg you guys, please subscribe. Please subscribe. It will encourage me. It's not easy making these videos, but I will be super encouraged, and then this message will also go out to people who need it. If you share with someone that needs it, and if you subscribe to this channel, also don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye. From the top. It isn't unusual to have grandmother come over during the course of pregnancy or post-delivery, you know, especially in Africa, Asia. No, from the top. I'll start again. It is not uncommon to see the grandmother, especially the maternal grandmother, come over during pregnancy or popularly post-delivery, you know, in this part of the world, to help the family. And it is God, please give me this one. And finally, grandmothers are actually a good source of balance and comfort for both